Hey guys, what's going on? It is Wednesday, and if it is Wednesday, it is time for Story Time with Taffy, episode number 4, A New Hope. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it, guys. As always, I appreciate all the comments and the feedback. I read every single one. The last episode, y'all got a little personal. And it's cool. If you feel like sharing, I'll listen, but you got to know that everyone else is going to see it, including the trolls. So I read everything, and I'm going to try not to blather and ramble and kind of tighten these things up a little bit so that y'all aren't condemned to sit here and listen to me talk for like 10 minutes in a row. So let's jump into it. Our question today comes from How to Twister, who wants to know, Taffy, what was the worst job you ever had? And without hesitation, I say to you, sir, if anyone's ever been in restaurant business before, it is kind of like if you see two servers huddled together in a corner and they're talking, then they're both more than likely sounding like Andy Dufresne and Red in The Shawshank Redemption after his spirit's broken and he wants to tell Red all about Say Wataneo. Hey man, you know what I'm going to do and it's going to get me out of this place? I'm going to open a hot dog cart and I'm going to sell hot dogs and gourmet slider burgers to all the drunk people coming out of the bars at night and all the people in the industrial parks during the day, and that's going to be my ticket out of here, man. And people just daydream about how to fix their life and how to get out of this crappy situation they're in. I'm no different. I'm 31. I'm trying to get into grad school, which is my ticket out. I've got a theater degree in college, which kind of just doomed me because once the economy tanked, there was just no quality day work to be had anymore because everybody was looking for that kind of job. So while I was in Philadelphia, I had this job. Is a replica built on the exact location of the original. Taffy, why do you remember all this random information? It's because I had to memorize a 2-page monologue about the history of that I gave to virtually every table that walked through the door. Not only did I do this, because I've had some other shitty waiting jobs. Remind me one time to tell you about the Red Robin gig. It was fun, because I could go in there hungover, but it kind of sucked because, I worked at a place with a big cartoon bird on the front. But I had to do this entire job at waiting tables in buckle shoes and a jabot and breeches and a vest and a big flowy white shirt and dressed up like a colonial douchebag. And not to mention the fact that for a place that charged $40 an entree, first and foremost, a lot of the ingredients that we had, you can go pick up at a big wholesaler. We would use like Knorr's instant soup mix, like the powdery stuff that you add water to make like hollandaise sauce, and then we would throw some freeze-dried lobster in it, and that would be our big $40 dish. A couple of things that happened while I was there. First and foremost, the place was filthy. Like, once you got out of the main dining area, which is supposed to look old and run down, you get back into the kitchen where they didn't clean well very often. I had one day where I was handed a coat hanger that I straightened out, and I fished it down into this drain underneath a coffee dispensing station, and I was trying to unclog this drain, and as I was talking to this guy, I wasn't paying attention, and when I pulled it out, what had clogged the drain was a dead mouse, and I had skewered it and kebabbed the shit out of it. So when I brought it up, it's like I've poked an eye out, its intestines are everywhere, hair's falling off onto the station. I went to go sweep underneath the pass where the food came out, and nobody had done that in literally years. So when I knocked it out, I was knocking out like big chunks of food with maggots crawling on it. And, for a quote-unquote fine dining establishment. Roaches, I moved a coffee station one time, and there was just this nest of like 30 or 40 roaches. I mean, and this is all where we're prepping people's food. If the health inspector had come through, they'd have shut us down in a minute. There were fun times. I mean, like, not Taffy, but there were some folks, because I was married when I was working there, but there were some folks who lived out some pretty kinky, colonial-style, bareback sex fantasies in different parts of the restaurant wearing those nifty outfits. And I actually got in good with the back-of-house guys, and the back-of-house guys, for being a place that was always filled with stuffy old white people, were some hard-ass black dudes, some of which had done time. So I get in the show in New Jersey, and one of the guys that's in the show with me, Wade, works at the restaurant across the street. And I'm out back having a cigarette by the dumpsters, and I can see Wade's restaurant, and I'm smoking with all my homeboys. And Wade leans out, and he can't help himself. He sees me in my stupid-ass get-up that he's heard all about, and he yells across the street, "Hey, Ryan, nice knickers." And without missing a beat, I lean back into the street and yell, "What'd you call my friends?" And every single one of their heads just snapped around, and Wade turned whiter than he already was and ran back inside. And then I told him, These guys were giggling about it when it was over because they thought it was funny as shit. But I went up to Wade and I was just like, dude, they're furious. From now on, man, when you walk to your car, I tried to tell them that we were cool and that you were joking around, but keep your head on a swivel, because it's dangerous out there for you now. You're a made man. I had one day where I walked up into the locker room and caught one of my managers doing a huge bump of cocaine off of one of the changing stations. That became the day that I wrote my own schedule. From there on out, I made my own rules because, you know, what are you gonna do? Turn me in? I caught you doing blow in the locker room. You know, so that's it in a nutshell. I guess I could go on and on about it. It was a crappy job. I made a lot of money there, or else there's no one who would ever do it. My biggest day was I made about $700 in a day, which was a good day, and that was after tipping out the busser and the bartender. So that was it. My job. Do yourself a favor, follow us on Twitter. That's the best way to find out about open lobbies, which we will be holding in 2012. Your chance to get into a PA and play with the PA crew, and perhaps end up on Respawn if we get a win. Because we got to start capping footage again really soon, because we need them every week. We need every Monday to have a new one ready. So, thank you guys. My name is Taffy on behalf of the Mr. Wiffles channel. We will see you here next Wednesday. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you want to hear about, and I'll talk to you then.